School.
This is Bass Talk Live. Your host, Mark Jeffries and Matt Pangrack. BTL is brought to you by Lowrance, Lose, Strike King Lures, Bass Cat Boats, Ducket Fishing, Spro, AFCO, Sunline, and TH Marine. BTL coming at you. Good Monday, everybody. Welcome once again to another week of BTL. Well, we're going to talk bass fishing and anything else that we want to talk about. Matthew, how was your weekend, man?
I'm playing injured today.
What?
I'm playing injured today.
You're on the reserve?
No, I'm fine. I just the girlfriend had a barrel race yesterday, and it was like super muddy, right? So she's not that great at checking her tires. Well, what did my dad do for 42 years?
Made tires.
He worked at Bridgestone Firestone.
Yeah.
He was an engineer. So
Yeah.
he was all about the tires. So
Yeah.
we get there. They've come to find out that the metal on the tread is sticking out of one of the tires. It's got a bent axle. I think anybody who's ever towed a boat that didn't have an ideal trailer with it has seen the effects of wearing on a tire when the axle is bent, right?
Correct.
Well, there's metal and stuff sticking out. Well, all the stuff to change it is in the other truck with the other trailer. Like that.
That's not good.
What is that called? The wrench that's square that you...
The jack? The jack
No,
handle?
we had the jack. What's the one that's like shaped like a big cross?
The four-way?
Yeah, the four-way.
Yeah.
So we get it up there. You get the borrow a four-way. And, you crack the nut and then you spin it, right? Well, I was cracking the nuts and I spitted it. Well, first of all, I spun it right into my knuckle. So
that doesn't look good.
So I can't close my left-hand fist because the four-way, spitted it. There's a bunch of cowboy dudes watching. So I spit it into the knuckle. So I just
It's not good.
pretend like nothing happened. Meanwhile, I'm like, God, I hope that's not cracked. So I get it off, get everything done. So then, I got to toss the tire with the tread sticking out into the tire's got wire in it that keeps the
steel
shape,
belt.
the steel belt in it,
Yeah.
and then they put the rubber around it anyway.
Yeah.
So the steel belt's sticking out. So as I go to hoist it over the edge of the F350, my hand slips off the side of the tire, and the steel belt goes right into my my palm, there, and then pieces of metal from the steel belt break off into my hand. So then I had to dig them out later. So I had to have someone open the door for me because I was bleeding out of my knuckle on one hand and I had chunks of steel wire in my other hand.
I'm sure the Cowboys were just laughing at you.
I know.
Do you have a cowboy hat?
Heck no.
No?
No. How'd the bowling go? I know you had a big event in Shawnee yesterday.
Yeah. We'll get into that here in a minute. I want to let everybody know, good show today. We're going to have the Cajun Baby on, Cliff Crochet. And we planned, obviously, the show weeks in advance, but I had no idea that tonight was going to be the national championship.
Yeah, I wanted
really
to
didn't.
do around it. Obviously, I had a bet with the Cajun Baby, some stakes over the Oklahoma LSU game. It became apparent about 6 minutes into that game that I'd be buying the Cajun Baby some stakes. But now they go up against Clemson. Is there a Clemson fan on that fishes? Are there any diehard
I have
Clemson?
no idea.
That'd be a South Carolina deal.
Don't know. I don't know.
So we'll have to get his take on
it.
it. Big LSU fan, when we did In the House, I got to see, well, that was 2011 when Cliff was living in like the pool house at his parents' place.
Not married, no kids.
Yeah. Had a Harold Allen trading card and a microwave. That was about all he had to his name then.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, people want to know, what? You didn't have gloves?
No.
Work gloves?
No.
Every cowboy has work gloves.
I'm not a cowboy.
Yeah, but you're hanging out in the environment.
Anyway.
Jeez.
And it wasn't. It was a barrel race, not a rodeo.
Same thing. I mean.
But yeah, so we'll see. So Cliff Crochet was like big time high school football. He still coaches high school football, I believe.
He's still doing that?
I know he was a year or two ago because he always talks about his team. But, he was, I think, like all-state, had some chances to go to college. And
he was big time in high school.
Got into the fishing stuff and went that route instead of the football route.
All right, so we're going to have Cliff on today. Tomorrow, really looking forward to it. Going to have John Cox on, talk about his logistics of doing what he has in the works for 2020.
Last guy I can remember who did it to the extent that John Cox is Ish, yeah. Fishing both tours. I'm sure he's got to have 2 boats for that, doesn't he?
We'll find out. We will find out. And then on Wednesday, we're going to have Matt Reed on and kind of get his take on what's going on this time of the year. Falcon Lake, Rayburn, a lot of those southern Texas lakes really start to produce some massive fish. So we'll have Matt on there, and he's been doing this game a long time, man.
Yeah, that's just going to be a depressing interview.
Why?
Because you're going to see all the stuff that he's doing down at Falcon and realize how you're not catching him, and he's down there just throwing back 8-pounders.
It's a million miles away, dude.
I know, but I say that in a positive way, that the dude is crushing it. He's got a great setup, so obviously has to be excited with some of the alignment with his sponsors and what's going on in the FLW Pro Circuit. And so.
Absolutely. And then Thursday, a special show. We're doing 4 shows this week. Actually going to have some guests in studio, Matthew.
Yeah. Jimmy?
No, that's next week.
Oh, that's next week.
Do you not have any idea who we have in the studio on Thursday?
John Acosta?
That is correct. All right. The Senior VP of Marketing for Major League Fishing is going to make his way down the Tulsa Turnpike to Oklahoma City, and he's going to be live in studio for what I think is going to be a very interesting interview. Some questions that I have for Mr. Acosta, and I'm sure a lot of the fans out there from a business perspective are going to look for some answers on Thursday. So really looking forward to that show also.
You have to clean the studio up a little.
A little bit, yeah. Right, it was a little messy.
1, 2, 3, 4, 7, 8, 9, 10. I see
what?
18 bowling balls right now.
Yeah, there's a few out there. Anyway, I'm not going to go into it in great detail, but you know what I'm doing, Matthew? I don't think I ever told you this. It's called the Apex Series. I've actually formed an elite series here in the state of Oklahoma for bowling. It is 20 selected bowlers, and then 4 bowlers get the opportunity to earn a spot in the main event on Saturday. Or on Sunday. On Saturday, you have the qualifying, of which I have tried to tell fishing that this is the way that you can earn some additional revenue for the prize fund if you have a qualifier for guys to get into the tournament. And then on Sunday, you have the main event. It's 24 guys bowling 12 match games, cut to the top 4, and then you have a TV finals.
Like just a TV finals?
Yeah.
What TV is it on?
It's going to be on the Cox channel. Not this event, but future events are going to be on the Cox channel.
So you have started you have a partner in this? I don't know anything about this.
No, it's just me.
So you have started is it professional or just high stakes?
I would call it, AA, AAA.
So it's like the ECHL hockey.
Yeah.
So you have started your own bowl. So it's kind of like the TED PFL that's coming out next year, like your own kind of road.
No, it is the Elite Series, dude. It is the Elite Series.
Well, it's the Apex Series, but
that's what I'm calling it.
Right.
Okay, but when
you don't have the names.
Fishing, I have the names in Oklahoma.
The names in Oklahoma.
I have the best bowlers in Oklahoma. Okay. It's just an Oklahoma
thing. So you've started your own bowling trail that's going to be on TV?
Yeah, I'm not working. I'm working a lot. I'm not bowling in it.
Well, yeah, you can't because right now you can't.
No, I see an opportunity.
So what, you're the commissioner?
I am. Dude, it was a one-man show.
Are you getting any hate?
No.
There's no controversy?
No. Well, I mean, I had some adversity, but I dealt with it.
You doing it like 300, you get 10 frames, it's just nothing's, it's normal bowling.
What do you think? I'm putting fruit jars down there for them to break?
No, I'm
pins?
just thinking of new leagues that have cropped up that changed the format. I didn't know if you had changed the format in the bowling.
No. There's a little bit of old school mixed in with some ideas and concepts that I think would work. People are taking note based upon what happened this weekend. It was a tremendous
This is pulled up on this computer because I walk in the last week and I was getting.
We were doing a live show. We were doing a live draw.
Doing a live drawing for bowling.
Yeah.
So I'll plug it for you for all the listeners that are just enamored with the bowling.
Well, there's a lot of other stuff I got to put out there, dude. It was
TRU-bowling.com. That's yours.
Yeah.
Oh, you use the same colors as Bass.
That's my color. No, well, yeah, blue and orange. I mean,
why did you decide on those colors?
I like blue and orange, dude. I really do. Like my jerseys for my PBA events, they're black, white, blue, and orange.
Why?
I don't know.
Just aesthetically pleasing to your eye?
I don't know. I don't know. I can't explain it.
Connection to blue or orange.
No.
You have connection to crimson and cream.
I know. I cannot explain it.
Lime green and black. And you go with
black, white, blue, and orange.
Between Clemson and the Fighting Illini.
Yeah. I don't know. So anyway, it was my very first one. A lot of improvement there. And it was a one-man show. I was tournament director, producer, host. Dude, we did play-by-play for the TV finals. I was doing play-by-play on bowling.
As the commissioner and are you the league owner too?
Yes.
So you're the rules committee?
Well, I actually put together a committee to where we have a 4-person committee. But yeah, I put the rules together and then they approved it. Dude, it's legit. Right? They were talking about it in New Jersey and New York this weekend.
How do you know this?
I have some friends in Jersey. And I'm not talking about Mike Iaconelli in the bowling world.
All right.
So anyway, moving on.
You would have moved down another weird path that I bet you before that I think is interesting. And we'll go with golf and bowling. So we've lost half of the viewers right now. We've also got half.
We are going to have the Cajun Baby on here in a minute.
And I guarantee you we'll talk fishing with him.
Yes.
Maybe a little football, but fishing.
Yeah.
So did you see, the Patrick Reed deal?
Know all about that. Lawsuit.
So basically what in 10 seconds, he moved his club, whatever. Some people thought it was cheating. He got a 2-stroke penalty. He's been getting drilled about it. He's becoming the bad boy of golf now because he's like shushing the crowd and stuff. Well, what are the commentators? It kind of draws us back to the conversation we had last week about reporters and their kind of how they talk about, questions that they ask him and stuff. Patrick Reed's lawyer sent a letter to one of the commentators of golf, cease and desist, tell him, gotta quit calling my guy a cheater.
Yeah, that's quite interesting.
I thought that was interesting.
Yeah.
Because, we have had cheating instances in bass fishing before.
Numerous. Mm-hmm. Be it minor. Mm-hmm. All right, some minor, some major.
It's just I've never heard of anyone lawyering up in that about, and obviously it's a different level, but saying, hey, you can't say my guy cheated.
Yeah.
Anyway, on to the fishing. The Open starts on Thursday.
Yeah, by the way, some people want to know, are you going to set up the fantasy fishing thing again?
Yeah, I'll get that set up. We got some time.
BTL.
Some time for that before the Elite Series kicks off. And then they've got some new prizes and stuff like that out there. So we'll have the BTL set up for that.
Yeah, dude, I got to say this real quick. One more bowling thing, just real quick, and then we're done with it for the day. All right. For the PTQ on Saturday, the guy that won it, I'm not going to say his name, all right, but the guy that won it, Matthew, he averaged 250, and he had 2 300 games during the 8-game qualifying. Well, guess what happened on Sunday? He's a no-call, no-show.
What? He didn't show up?
He didn't show up.
Wonder why.
No call, no show, nothing. The guy totally dominated on Saturday, and he was a no-call, no-show, so I had adversity right off the bat.
Huh.
Luckily, I had an alternate in place to get it done.
Have we had a show? I don't believe we have, since MLF came out with the
I'm working on it. I'm working on getting the bass perspective.
No.
Is that what you were going to talk about? What?
I'm talking about the news that came out with on the 9th about the varying weight format for 2020.
Well, yeah.
That's big news.
That is big news. We'll talk about that, but no, I thought you were referring to the post on the instant feedback about...
Oh, no.
Yeah, I'm working on that. We're going to have John Acosta on for Major League Fishing. I'm working on getting somebody from Bass to kind of give us a State of the Union address.
Awesome. I know they've had a bunch of their guys,
My contact is no longer there.
Zona, all that.
Yeah. Dave Preck, he retired.
Oh, yeah.
So,
but they're together there in Little Rock doing a bunch of stuff, getting ready for the year, kind of revamp their website. But, big news, no news. How important is this variable minimum weight for 2020 that MLF came with on the night.
I think it's big news.
With you fall 2 pound minimum now instead of the 1 pound minimum, and then kind of browsing through it to put a synopsis together. The minimum weight for each fish, and it will still be every fish counts, will change based on the fishery they're at. They use an example, maybe 3 pounds in Florida or Lake Fork or 4 pounds or something like that.
It massively changes the strategy. Agree or disagree?
I'm on the fence about this one.
No, I didn't say your opinion. I'm asking you, does it change the strategy involved?
In some instances, yes.
It does.
Yes.
It throws a wrench in what the initial plan or initial strategery was.
Mm-hmm. I think isn't there also some like finishing the top and you're into the finals and all that too? I think there's that. Another major addition to the framework is the automatic berth in the 10-man championship round for the 2 anglers with the heaviest combined weights in their individual groups, Group A and Group B, in their newly renamed qualifying rounds, formerly the shotgun and elimination rounds. So remember what the problem...
I'm really going to get...
I understand. It gets more complicated. But, so what was the problem? You'd get guys that would get 40 pounds up, and they knew the weights would zero, right? So they'd stop catching them. There'd be 8 or 9 guys that would be way in, right? So they're now giving you an incentive to continue catching them, because if you are in the top 2 after your qualifying round, you now go straight to the 10-man final.
Okay.
So you don't have to go through the elimination round. Right. So if you win, you're in the top, or you win, you're in to the final, to the top 10 final then.
That's interesting.
So that keeps the guy who's in the lead, who has the camera with him, catching fish, because, I mean, you know, you see 3 or 4 guys separate. Now you've got another race. So now you've got a race to get into the finals, and you've got a race at the elimination line, and you're trying to catch bigger fish. So they obviously...
That's big news.
...are listening.
Yeah.
On some aspects of this. Still going with the every fish counts, which will be interesting to see how many fish count now that they're going to have to be bigger fish, obviously. It's got to be good for a guy like Cliff. I mean, we had Jacob Wheeler on. He talked about specialists. Now, I know Cliff owns some spinning rods now. And I know Cliff isn't afraid of the clear water and has caught some fish finesse fishing in numbers. But, I mean, Cliff, to me, is still a big bass guy.
No, I agree.
He's still a frog guy, a flipping guy, the big stick, the heavy line. You don't typically catch a bunch doing that.
Well, let's get his thoughts on it. All right? So we're going to take a break here on a Monday. Come back with the Cajun Baby. Everybody, stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Are serious about catching fish, that HDS is a dead giveaway. You've got the best fish finding sonar money can buy. Time to build the ultimate fish finding system with live sight sonar. See what your lure is doing in real time. Watch fish strike as it happens. See for yourself. Take the live sight sonar 30-day challenge. If live sight sonar doesn't help you find and catch more fish, send it back, no questions asked.
Yeah, you care about gear ratios, inches per turn, and ball bearings, but most importantly, you want reliability and dependability in the equipment you use. Lew's doesn't cut corners when it comes to the gear they build. The new Speed Spool LFS is the best $99 reel in the market. Go see for yourself.
We've paired one of the most iconic hulls in the history of bass boats with a proven lineup of trusted accessories. We're bringing you best-in-class value and performance, leaving others in your wake. Turnkey value, turnkey performance. The Pantera 2 is an overachiever in the 19-foot category. Once you hit the throttle, you'll feel the rush, and there's no looking back.
Kevin, what are you doing here?
Oh, I'm just filling in for Billy.
I need 660 shad crankbaits in the Series 5 model.
We're out.
You're not out. You got all kinds of them right there.
We're out.
Kevin, I need 6.
Have a lollipop.
I do not want a lollipop.
Have a lollipop.
Do you have it the sexy shad color?
At Duckett Fishing, we have assembled the top pros in the country to help us design rods to give you a competitive advantage. Castability, strength, durability, action, sensitivity, weight and balance, and consistency. Combine that with the best warranty in the industry, and you have rods that are pro-driven.
Duckett Fishing, pro-driven.
I want to share with you a new product we got coming out from Sunline. This is the FC leader size spools that we have now. We've gotten a lot of requests for this. A lot of you guys use fluorocarbon for leaders only, myself included. And one of the problems you have is when you have a 200-yard spool, that might last you 2, 3, 4 years. You might even lose it before you even get done with the spool. So we've gone to a little smaller spool. These are 50-yard spool sizes. You know, that way you're not holding your line on forever. You can keep your line fresh, use it when you can, stores real easily in the boat. We got all of our popular line sizes that you're used to with our Sniper from 5 to 14 pound. If you guys are looking for a line that you're only tying for a leader, go check out Sunline FC Leader 100% fluorocarbon and give it a try.
Blue Water by TH Marine. Offering LED lighting solutions for your boat, trailer, truck, ATV, and so much more. Engineered and built to be rugged with waterproof and submersible options. Designed for easy installation, Blue Water is available in a variety of colors and styles. All backed by a limited lifetime warranty. Blue Water by TH Marine.
The name SPRO says it all. SPRO stands for Sports Professionals. When you look at the pro staff that SPRO has brought on board over the past 15 years, it's been pretty incredible. I mean, one got it just then. From the development of the Rock Crawler to the McStick, from the Fat Papa to the Little John series, when you tie a SPRO bait on, you know it's been designed by a professional to get the job done.
I got my power pole down, stuck in the mud in the bottom of the lake, sitting so still in the wind and the waves, could even be a hurricane. I got my power pole down.
Meet AFTCO's iCast award-winning Hydronaut waterproof system. Hydronaut features a 20K 100% waterproof shell, double dry cuffs to keep water out, speed vent hood engineered to prevent neck strain at high rates of speed, AFTCO exclusive Cyclops tactical camera mount, Comfort Flex shoulder straps for all-day comfort, outerwear that you can count on. The Hydronaut waterproof system by AFTCO. Any fish, any water.
All of us on the Pro Tournament Trail use Gamakatsu hooks.
Why?
Because they are absolutely the best.
It's not about how many bites you get.
It's how many you put in the boat.
Gamakatsu makes hooks for every fishing style.
We didn't come this far to lose fish.
Did you?
For more information, visit gamakatsu.com.
All right, we are back on a Monday, kicking the week off. 4 shows this week, folks. A lot of BTL coming at you. And we are ready for our special guest. Matthew, I have some work I got to do. I got to get some things cleaned up. I've been massively busy, but some of the music, I need to get that taken care of. No, it's all good. I just need to make some changes there. I went through, we have a service that we get our music from, so it's not
I got no
copyright violation. Anyway, I just want to change some up.
The elevator music we were talking about last time. It's called funk.
Is that what? Really?
Funk.
That's how they classify it, huh?
Yeah.
Huh. All right, now I was thinking about
educated listener informed me of that. He said, quote, funk is always welcomed on BTL.
All right. I might put a little bit more funk in there. A little more funk in the BTL music. All right, anyway. Do you think that Crochet has a T-shirt that says, How do they spell it? Geaux, Crochet. Go Crochet.
Yeah, I would imagine anything you can put the EAUX on the end. I mean, heck, their quarterback changed his name.
Which I thought was pretty cool.
Burrow put the EAUX on the end.
Yeah. I thought that was really, really cool. I'm looking at the Skype shot. I don't know where he went.
He's really not back?
I see an arm now.
There he is. Oh, he's got the purple on. Oh, he's got the shirt on. He's got the LSU angling shirt on. You know, one of those shirts that all the guys who don't fish but are in the fraternities wear now.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he's got their credentials to back it up.
Yeah.
That's Cliff Crochet right there in the purple LSU fishing shirt.
Let's bring him in here. Cliff, you there, man?
I'm here. Big game.
Let me get the shot queued up. So are you fired up about tonight, man?
I am. It's a big day. I think if everything goes right, it'll be a good night. I got to be careful what I say because, you know, we played Oklahoma a couple weeks ago. Y'all based in Oklahoma. A lot of fans are in Oklahoma, so I got to be easy. But, yeah, I'm excited. It's a big night. It's in Louisiana, in the Superdome. I think Ed Orgeron finally gets some respect, finally gets some love, you know?
I saw a pic. I saw a picture of Coach O when he played. I guess he was an offensive lineman. I think he wore number 77. He looked like he only weighed 200 pounds as an offensive lineman.
Well, that's that. Well, you got to remember that was in the 70s.
I know.
And that's how we roll in Louisiana. Everybody's short and compact. You know what I mean? Short and wide.
We had Zell on a couple weeks ago, and he was talking about he's a starting quarterback, 6A Texas, playing against all these NFL All-Pro guys. If I remember right, I mean, you were like, I mean, you had some accolades coming out of high school.
Yeah, looking for the trophy. I don't see my trophies, but I still live in 2000 to a certain point. I had a lot of fun playing high school football.
Did you get some college looks?
I did not. So here's the deal. I was supposed to play major football, major college football. But, you know, when you're like 5'11", 195, you're on a 5 flat 40 and you got a 2.4 GPA, your football career will not go much past Friday night.
That's not a good combination there, Cliff.
No, so that, you know, we got a lot of everything we do in fishing and as adults, you're trying to help young people. Well, young people, you can do everything, but make sure you don't have a 2.4 GPA because that will float a train down big time.
I was giving him way more credit. I was telling stories how you were eating with Les Miles, was coming to Pierre Part and stuff back in the day, but I was just a little dramatization there.
Wow. All right, man. Several announcements from the Cajun Baby. That's part of the reason why we wanted to get you on the show so you can talk about some of the things that you have going on in 2020. The first thing, it's already been mentioned on the instant feedback. They are noticing that you are wearing a different hat with a different company on the front.
Different logo. Yeah, I made a move to Blazer Boats this year. Followed my buddy Dean Rojas, and I'll be running a new boat they made this year. It's a 650 Pro Tour. It's a big fine boat. It's a little different from what people may think of Blazer. It's a 21-foot, 4-inch boat. It's got a 97-inch beam. It's got a big old front deck. It's got like an 8-foot front deck. It's a big, wide sports car, high performance boat. And I'm really looking forward to some good times in that boat. It's clean. I picked mine up last week, and it is definitely a fine machine.
What's on the back of it?
250 Mercury. 250 Mercury. Got it tricked out with a Bob's jack plate, 2 power poles, Lowrance electronics. It's just a beast, ready to put some fish in that boat.
So we've seen a lot of guys. It seems like a lot of guys this offseason have made boat changes, motor changes. As a professional bass fisherman, you spent your whole career in the Skeeter Yamaha, as you like to say. But how hard is it to change? Does it affect your fishing? Is it seamless? Do you have to spend a lot more time on the water? Like, I mean, there's obviously a comfort level there. Like, how long does it take to get comfortable with new motor and new boat?
What? Let me tell you this. You know, you said I spent a lot of time at Skeety Yamaha. Great products, good people, but opportunities come up, and you have to do what's best for you. And you have, when doors open up, you walk through them. So it'll be seamless. You know, from one good product to another good product. Obviously, you have to learn some of the differences and how motors sound and how boats react and that type of stuff. But you know, I'm still using high quality equipment, and I don't see any. If anything, I think it'll help me. Change is good, you know, and change helps. It's exciting, so it's nothing but positive. And I look forward to learning the changes, and I think it'll help me catch more fish, be more comfortable, and have more fun.
You got it dialed in? Like, have you taken it out on the Atchafalaya Basin and ripped around yet?
I have not. I spent a little time on the water with it in Pensacola, just when I picked it up, we went running, and put about 20 minutes on it or so. And when Blazer says high performance boats, that's not a sales pitch. That is high performance. That boat will flat out run. And then I took it from there and brought it to the wrap shop, getting it all dressed up. But I'm looking. I want to spend some time in it, but a little bit of time I spent on it, it was high performance is no joke at all. And with the big deck and that type, all that good stuff combined, it's almost like it's a dream rig. So I'm looking forward to some long days in that boat.
All right. So what's the wrap?
The wrap will be Bill Lewis Outdoors. Will be the title spot on it. Bill Lewis Outdoors, the mother company of Rattle Trap. So I've been a partner with Rattle Trap for about 8 or 9 years. Wes Higgins, the president over there, is a good dude, and the fact that he trusts me with one of the most iconic names in the brand is pretty cool. And the Louisiana company, so that makes it even that much more sweet.
Nice. So I was perusing the Instagram the other day, and I came across Cliff Crochet standing on a stage with the one and only Jimmy Houston,
who, by the way, is going to be right here in studio on the 21st.
And all he does, he gives a tease. He said, it's not every day you end up in a casting competition with fishing legend Jimmy Houston. So I'd like to know, because here's the deal. I'll just flat out say it. For about 10 years, Cliff has been trying to get Dean Rojas at every hotel pool they've ever stayed at the same time to have a frog skipping competition.
Yeah.
And Cliff's willing to put anything on it, but Dean has nothing to gain. So he's like, oh, yeah, well, I skipped the frog, so if I lose, then I got the bragging rights. Well, if I win, everyone will go, yeah, well, you learned how to skip the frog. So right. Dean, I'll say it's smart, refuses to get in a casting contest with the Cajun Baby has been at the pool with the frog rod trying to go Dean Rojas into this casting contest.
I know.
So now to get the chance to go against Jimmy Houston, I would imagine was pretty special.
Yeah, well, let me backspace. Let me step back a little bit, set it up for your sponsor plug, and I tell you the story. So I was in Denver this past weekend at the ISC Sports Show with a new company I'm working with, Cast King, and they have a casting competition every year at this show. They got a pond in the show, and they get people from fishermen from in the show to have a casting competition. It's a pretty cool casting competition because it's conventional bait casting. Casters, and you also have a fly fisherman on the team, so it's a combination competition. It's pretty cool. So the picture you saw on Instagram was from Friday afternoon, and I was a caster for one team, and Jimmy, we called it Jimmy. It should be like Mr. Jimmy, you know what I mean? He was on another team, and we were just kind of at that tank, kind of practicing the course, and getting our cast down and just talking, fishing, having fun. And you kind of pinch yourself, like, here I am on this little platform casting with Jimmy Houston, and I think he knows my name. and we kind of talking fishing, and we talking. One of the conversations we had was like chatterbait versus spinnerbait, and I mean, who really has a conversation with Jimmy Houston about chatterbaits versus spinnerbaits and in situations and stuff? It kind of be like, that's kind of like talking football with Bill Belichick at a certain point, like that's some pretty cool stuff. I was excited, but the one cool thing is that if you can just picture this, Cliff Crochet and Jimmy Houston talking, it was you had to have boots on. It was getting pretty deep. You know what I mean? It was a lot of fun. It was interesting.
Does he still have it? Like, I mean, could he still put the bait where he wants to?
Does he still have it? Absolutely.
I'm going to bring that up. Hang on. I'm going to bring that up to him.
You know what I mean? I just give it an opportunity.
You're like calling him out,
No,
Matthew.
I mean, did you practice with him, or did you go head to head with him?
Well, the first day we practiced, and the second day, the Saturday was the competition, and me and my partner won the competition. It was like I said, it was bait casters and fly rods, and me and my partner were lucky enough to get the victory at the ISC show in Denver, Colorado. How awesome is that?
That's
the
pretty
Cajun
cool.
Baby, you can't understand me, gets excited, is in Denver, Colorado at a casting competition, including fly rods, talking to Jimmy Houston. Oh, I mean, out of breath just thinking about all of that.
Jeffries has always been a big proponent of basically an all-star weekend that includes one element of it would be a casting competition among the guys who qualify for that all-star weekend.
So in this casting competition, it was you had bait casters and you had to make certain casts, and then there was fly rod fishermen, they had to make certain casts. And at the end of the competition, you swapped up, and the fly rod guy had to throw it up with the bait cast, and the bait caster threw a fly rod. And I have no respect for people that fly fish because it looks all nice and easy until you got an 8-foot rod and about 50-foot of line and this piece of yarn flying through this air. And I have no respect for fly fishermen. That is definitely a technique. You know what I mean? It is. It wasn't too easy, but I got it just a little bit.
All right, man. Any other announcements besides the big boat deal that you have with Blazer?
Yeah, Blazer's a big deal. Continued partnerships with Rattle Trap, Lowrance, Power Pole, all that good stuff. The Cash King is a new one. Rods and reels. And I'll tell you this real quick. I've been using the hashtag #TrustMe on social media when I talk about Cash King. Me and Matt have had this conversation while driving down the road. Cash King stuff's legit. Check it out. My favorite is the Bassinator Elite. So Cash King's a new announcement. And I'm working with another company out of Alabama, jigs, spinnerbaits, and buzzbaits, called Crusher Lures. And I will tell you this, one thing that I like about Crusher Lures is their attention to stuff. A squeeze rivet here, wire size here, the type hook and the size of hook. So Crusher Lures, I'll be throwing their spinnerbaits, buzzbaits, and jigs. But I was really impressed with their attention to detail and how they made their baits. And it wasn't just a mold with a wire and they spin it and there you go. The size wires matters, and the size of the blades, and just a whole bunch of cool stuff. Check them out, Crusher Lures. But yeah, that's I guess that's the announcement session. It's over.
You know why? He's got to have the sponsor portfolio, though.
Let me show my people here just to give y'all a logo. That is the Crusher Lures logo.
Crusher. Crusher.
Dude, there's an old Bugs Bunny cartoon, and maybe some of the older folks out there will remember this, where it's a big, ginormous, purple-looking monster that goes up against this dude who was a wrestler, and he was called the Crusher. And the way that they announced the match in this Bugs Bunny went up against... Anyway, I'll shut up.
Is this an episode or a movie?
Yeah, no, it's an episode.
Please, continue.
It's an episode.
Y'all want to go way back?
No, man, anytime somebody says Crusher...
You think of the wrestler that wrestled against Bugs Bunny.
Yeah, the Crusher. That's how he kind of announced it. Anyway, dude, I'm. It's a Monday, Cliff.
You got anything for that, Cliff? You want to follow up that with anything?
You could do some really cool stuff with that name.
I'll tell you a true story. So, with the phrase Crusher, we got started on the whole Crusher segment of the show. But when I was younger, we played football at an organization called the BTL Raiders, who was run by a guy named Carl Prejean, one of the best dudes in the whole wide world. Well, anyway, I was on the C team, which was like 7 and 8 year olds, and I made a tackle. And the dude on the PA guy thought it was cool. He called me Cliff the Crusher Crochet on the tackle.
Wow.
So that went on the whole time I played BTL Raider football up until I was like 12. And still to this day, if I go somewhere and I see one of the guys I play ball with or something, even as grown men, a dude says, "What's up, Crusher?" I'm like, "Life is good." You know what I mean? Cliff the Crusher Crochet, BTL Raiders. Check it out. If you Google it, it probably won't come up, but it might.
What was your nickname in high school, Mark? Because you were on
mine.
Yeah. Well, what you had? I know you had one. You just don't want to say it out loud
I
right
do
now.
not want to say it.
You
right
got to
now.
say it. You realize that you have called me Matthew, the Nature Boy, the Grasshopper, all sorts of. I got to know yours.
Well, it was a play off my last name. They used to call me Head Freeze. Instead, because during some of the baseball games and some of the basketball games, I went kind of bananas. So they thought I was a head case.
Explain bananas. Oh, you just would freak out?
Yeah, not freak out. I would like go to DEFCON 5 from an intensity level.
Oh, what a shocker.
Yeah. So they thought, at one time they thought I was an absolute head case because I wanted to, fight and scrap and just grapple with anybody if we were losing. Dude, I was massively intense when I played high school sports and college sports. So in high school,
was Head Freeze?
Head Freeze. Because they thought I was a head case because of my temper.
Awesome.
Yeah.
I love that. That pumps me up. I'd have wanted you on my team. Somebody that wants to, the intensity. I love it.
Yeah.
Let me ask you this. Did you have the hustle to match the intensity? Because if you don't have hustle.
Dude, it was insane. And a lot of this, I might have mentioned this one time, Cliff. When I was a freshman, I was playing varsity. And I wasn't getting that many minutes, and I felt like I deserved to get minutes because some of the seniors that were playing, I felt I was much better than. And for some apparent reason, the coach at the time, wouldn't play freshmen. So guess what me and my freshman friend who was playing varsity did during a scrimmage?
You went and egged the coach's house?
Oh, no. All right, underneath our warm-ups. Now, this is back in 1977, I think, 1977. We had the old school big-ass warm-ups that we wore all the time. It was a scrimmage game. It didn't matter. We wore them all the time. Well, we tucked the sports page of the paper down our sweats and had it right there covered up. So during the first quarter of the basketball game, as the game was going on, we pulled out the newspapers and started reading the newspapers on the bench.
I'm guessing that did not get you more playing time.
Oh my gosh, dude. I puked. I ran so much I threw up in the trash can. All right? You can't do that anymore. But me and my buddy thought it was pretty cool. But did I get the attention of the coach? Damn right I did, and I ran my ass off. He made me pay.
You should have threw a couple of elbows in practice or something. That would have been a little safer to get a little more attention,
Have I never told you that story?
No, you haven't.
Yeah, that was it took some balls.
Is
to do
intensity
that,
intensity underrated in tournament bass fishing? I mean, I'm not talking about like, I'm feeling the pressure, but I'm talking about the intensity because you're one of those guys that I've talked to you after you go, I'm going to go out and kick their ass tomorrow. Like that type of intensity. You get in the boat with some guys, you feel no intensity. You get in the boat with other guys, like talk about using intensity, not pressure, but intensity.
Intensity is just it's being prepared. It's having a purpose of executing, I guess you'd say. Having a purpose of executing, doing everything that you need to do to take advantage of the situations when they come up. So in fishing, you flip in there and you make that flip, and you get that one little bite, that one little tick, that one little something. You set the hook, it's a big one, you change the day. That's all because of intensity. I was in the game. 100% focused, waiting for something to happen. And that's happened to me before. And it's all went good. At other times, for whatever reason, I wasn't, as into the day as I needed to be or as intense. And what happens is instead of feeling that one tick or one minor change in your bait and you set the hook and it's a big fish, you feel it, but then you got to think about it, and maybe you check it, or you don't get a good hook set and you miss the fish. So just being 100% focused on what's going on is, to me, in tournament fishing is very important. Now, for the weekend guy, when I'm the weekend guy or the Tuesday afternoon guy just fishing till dark, that intensity is at about -4. But come tournament day, it's cranked up to as high as it can go.
All right, Cliff, let's talk a little bit about last season going into this season. Let's face it, performance-wise, it wasn't the best. Obviously, the first year, though, and going into 20, when you reflect back at the 19th season, what changes are you going to make? What do you need to work on to have a better year in 20?
What I need to work on to have a better year in 20? Well, let me tell you this. The 2019 wasn't so bad. There was like 4 or 5 tournaments that had gone into the last hour. I was within a pound or 2 of the cut line, and I just happened to come up short, and that happens in competition. But in 2020, the thing that I need to, or what I learned in 19 that I'm carrying over to 20, is you can't fight that score tracker. You gotta figure out what group you're running with that thing, and run with it. So like the first tournament in Florida, the score tracker started going off, and I was trying to keep up with the leaders. I wasn't on those type of fish. I just wasn't. So as the guys that started catching them, I started worrying about that. So what I've learned is you got to find what group you're gonna fit in that thing and do the best you can do to win that group, whether it's at the top of the leaderboard or around the cut line. Or you just got to do what you can do to stay ahead of the group that you're around and not so much worry about everything else. So, but for 2020, I think it's just fishing, man, just fishing. What I did learn too that I'm gonna bring to 2020 is in a 5-fish format, which is very fun too. I like that format too. But in a 5-fish format, I like to fish areas. So in that area, you can go through, catch your 5 or 6 fish, and you come back and you get another bite or 2. And if it's the right bites, it's a great day. In the every fish format, you go through an area, you catch 6 or 7. It doesn't pay to go back through and catch 1 or 2 because everyone counts. Even if they're 3 pounds, you pick up 6 pounds. Well, if I continue to the next pocket and I catch 8 more 2 pounders, it's 16 pounds. So covering more water is something that I plan on doing in 2020. Same technique, same braid, same frog. Maybe I put the frog down and pick up a spinning bait a little more, but same thing, just trying to be more efficient and covering more water, I guess, is the theme for 2020.
We talked a little bit about this before you came on, and obviously the release that the Bass Pro Tour is implementing varying minimum weights with the quote, just to throw this out there, that quote, the potential exists for even more robust minimum weights. You have to be a fan of robust minimum weights now, considering the style that you fish.
Yeah, minimum weights, I think it'll help because I think at a certain point, there'll be some techniques that are kind of off the table and certain techniques and certain things that you have to do to catch better quality fish. And, that whole deal to me really doesn't matter like out of you fall or something that we're starting the year off at, because I think there's big ones that live there. I think that type of thing is going to help when we get to a table rock or a Smith or something like that, where you can really downsize and catch 100 fish a day. So, but on the big lakes, the Eufalas and the Forks and that type of stuff, shoot, they can make it a 4-pound minimum. It'd be good with me. It's all good. Check this out. As long as you nice to me and feed me and you know, you can make the rules whatever you want. but just don't call me late for supper, you know. But no, I like the 2 pound minimum. I think is good, and I guess we have to go through it and see what happens. And I'm looking forward to that 2 pound minimum. I think that's a good deal.
All right, David in Wisconsin on the instant feedback wants to know if you're fishing anything else.
No, I'm not. I'm just fishing the Major League Fishing Bass Pro Tour. Hopefully, I qualify for some cup events, and just the Bass Pro Tour. I got some stuff going on. I'll be busy coming up. I don't know if y'all want to touch on that now.
Oh, we can take the personal turn.
Yeah. Let's go personal.
I mean,
yeah. I do like to fish as many tournaments as I can. I'd like to fish them all. Hell, if I could, I'd fish Bass Pro Tour. I'd fish FLWs. I'd fish as much as I could. But my time will be restricted a little bit this year because talking about announcements, some know, some don't. I will be having, me and my wife are expecting twin boys in April. So this is going to be a very hectic year. How about that?
Wait, run this down. That's going to make 4 boys under the age of 5?
Yeah, so when the twins are born, Ben will be 4, 4.5. Lee will be like 2, 2.5. And then the twins are going to be newborns. So yeah, I'll have 4 boys under 4.5. But the cool thing about it is when they get a little older, I'm going to teach them through the 4 horsemen sign and teach them all to stream like Ric Flair. Woo!
Wow.
Let me put this in perspective. The other day I'm on the phone with Cliff, and I hear something. I said, I mean, it sounds like an exotic bird at the zoo in the background is what I hear. It's kind of that, ah! And then Cliff doesn't answer the next question. He goes, hold on. Lee just bit Ben in the nose. I got to go. And he calls me back 5 minutes later. He says, yeah, we're teaching him that biting isn't a thing now. He's like, he knows enough to get upset, but he doesn't know enough how to express that frustration.
Wow.
It's man, I was scared at first. Yeah, I was scared with the first kid. I was scared with Ben. I was scared with Lee. Then the doctor says twins. I took my shirt off and I'm sweating. I got my face in the wall. Sarah's crying. I don't know what's gonna happen. But what I've learned is just keep going. Just keep smiling and keep going. And in the afternoon, you know, we put the boys outside and they got go-karts and power wheel 4-wheelers and they trampoline and it's chaos and they playing and it's fun with 2. And I just can't wait to see how much fun it's gonna be with 4. It'll be there'll be some times, and I'm sure Matt, you know, we've been on the phone and I've wanted to beat my head in the ground and just take a break. But when it's fun, it's fun. I'm looking forward to it. I was scared there for a minute, but now I'm pumped up.
I mean, you've been in this game for 10 years, and we've known you from the beginning when you had the Bass Zone hat on and stuff. I mean, I said you were single, living the life, struggling to get by, and then you've had the good years, the top 10 finish in the Angler of the Year, the married, the kids. I mean, through it all, you seem to be one of the guys who has the most just kind of go with the flow, take what's in front of you, and make the best out of it. You've got the life is good motto. Just kind of talk, I mean, is that how you've always been, just kind of adapt with what's in front of you and roll with it?
Well, my daddy said I was stupid at one point. Growing up, that's not true. No, but I guess it goes back to growing up. Like nothing's really a big deal. Even when things are a big deal, if you just take what's in front of you and just roll with it and keep going straight and be positive and enjoy it, everything works out. And into my fishing career, you know, if you worry too much, you have to be somewhat responsible, but if you worry too much about everything, you drive yourself crazy. So, you know, you work hard, you do what you think is right, you have fun, you smile, you be nice to people, and some kind of way it always works out.
Hey, TJ wants to know, in North Carolina, do you still have the John boat with the Muddy Buddy motor on it?
With the gator tail, yeah. The bad thing is we didn't use it a whole bunch this year because the water's up. We don't have We didn't get a whole lot of ducks, but yeah, you gotta have a gator tail.
Hey, let's see here. Blake in Tennessee wants to know, who are you rooming with this year?
I don't know. That's something I never really just kind of go with the flow too. I'm staying with a buddy in a camp in Alabama. I just kind of stay by myself. What I do is I stay by myself. That way you can kind of be by yourself. And then if I'm lucky enough, like Big Daddy and see Big Daddy's buddies with Andy Morgan and Michael Neal. And sometimes if I'm nice and I ask them nicely and they're not being too cool, they'll let me hang around and maybe eat supper sometimes. But yeah, I stay by myself, which is pretty cool, man, because you never know where you end up at supper with this dude or this group. Or last year I spent some time at McClellan's house. That was pretty cool. If Mike McClellan don't go to heaven, we can all quit trying right now. That was yeah, I stay by myself and just kind of do my own deal. I like to relax and chill out. As much as I like to talk and hang out, I like to be by myself and relax sometimes. So
that's interesting.
That's a roundabout way of saying he has not planned lodging at all for 2020, and he's just going to show up and see where he could fit in, correct?
No, I pay my own room. Yeah, you got to pay.
No, I know you're paying, but you don't know where you're paying.
I don't know where I'm paying, but that works out really good on the days off. When the day is off, which I really enjoy, it's you never know who's around, who you're hanging out with, and then you end up at supper with some cool people sometimes. It's kind of chilling. It's kind of.
Who's your dream roommate? You could room with anybody that has ever fished a bass tournament before, past or present. Who are you rooming with?
Well, in a perfect scenario.
Perfect scenario.
My wife Sarah, dude. You know what I mean?
Isn't that sweet?
That's
my wife
good.
Sarah.
But no, in the tournament fishing world, past or present, yeah.
World. All right, man. I don't know. In the tournament world, I don't know. Like Denny would be cool, I guess. I mean, Denny, he's Denny. You know what I'm saying? Denny Brown.
Mm-hmm.
The only thing with Denny is Denny. You don't get too many attaboys from Denny. You catch 21 and a half. Denny's like, you couldn't catch 22, which is pretty cool. I ain't talked to Denny in a minute. So if Denny's watching, if y'all talk to Denny, tell him I said hello. Man, Denny, Hack Attack, any of the good ones. Biffle. I don't know. Ishama would be cool to hang out with.
Straight flippers.
Yeah, they're hanging out.
Straight. You ain't naming Brent Ayler and A-Bard. There's no spinning rods in that living room at night getting respooled.
Wow.
I think I would have to go with like Velvet Murray and Reese in the early 90s.
Really?
Yes.
That would be a fun group.
Yeah. A little younger there, 20 years ago. That would be quite entertaining. All right, a number of people on the instant feedback, Cliff, want to know if you're going to be at the Classic.
I will be at the Classic. I got several of my sponsors, Blazer and Crusher Lures. Netbait is another one I'm with, new one I'm with. They all based out of, in that southeast area. And, I want to go and they support me and I want to support them. And Classic's a good event, man. You meet the fans and hang out and shoot the breeze. So, yeah, I'll be at the Classic. I'll be at the Classic talking everything but politics and religion.
All right, man. Give me a score for tonight.
Oh, tonight. Let's go LSU 42, Clemson 24.
All right, 42-34. Hey, are you
24.
still 20? That's what I said. Are you still a sheriff?
I'm not. In 2013 when I stepped away, I stepped away.
Okay.
Totally. I rode around a little bit here and there, but I stepped out of that game, and I will tell you this: I worked in law enforcement for like 10 years or 11 years, whatever it was, and I thought that was it was my job, and I enjoyed it. But now that I've been out of it for some time and looking at the world from a different point of view, I was crazy, and I respect the cops that are working now. I respect them a lot. Wow, they pay the price every day. You might not see it, but man, they have a lot of respect for law enforcement. More now that I'm out of it,
Interesting. All right, the twins, boys, girls, do you know? Are you going to want to know? What's the scoop on that?
No, we found out 2 healthy boys.
Okay.
Identical, right?
Identical twins.
Wow.
We'll keep it personal for a minute. So you want to hear a good story? Who's up for a good story?
You always have great stories, Corey.
Yeah, good story. So Ben's 4, right? And there's a league, basketball league around the house, CBA, and they have a division called the Rookies for 4 to 6-year-old kids to play basketball. So I like sports. I want my son to like sports. I'm like, hey, Ben, you want to play basketball? So one day he says yes, one day he says no, back and forth. So we sign him up, $30, right? Practice at 10 o'clock on Saturday morning. Last week, we got him to practice. I brought him to practice, and he did not want to get on the court. So this is like a daddy learning moment. You know, I'm thinking, don't blow this up, dude. Don't drop the ball. Don't ruin this, because you don't want to ruin your kid at 4 years old. So I try to encourage him to get on the court. I'm like, hey, get on the court, man, please. You know, go play, buddy. It'd be fun. Go check it out. But he don't want to go. So we end up with a basketball, me and Ben, back and forth, and we toss the ball, and he runs down the court, but he don't want to get on the court with his team. So he never gets on the court when I bring him to practice. So Saturday, Sarah brings him to practice, and he don't want to go on the court. Don't know why, but he don't want to go on the court. So they throw the ball back and forth, this and that to each other. And then Sarah says, hey, Ben, if you go practice basketball, if you go on the court with your team, I'll bring you to Chuck E. Cheese. Dude was like 6 or 8, like draining shots. He really wasn't draining shots. But anyway, he went on the court, plays around with his team, shoots the ball. He's hanging out. And it's like the last 20 minutes of practice. So practice is over. Sarah, he comes off the court and he tells Sarah, he's like, that's fun. I don't want to leave. So we finally got him on the court, but we had to take him to Chuck E. Cheese. But that was interesting. We had to bribe the dude with Chuck E. Cheese to get him on the court that he didn't want to go on, and then once he's on the court, he don't want to get off. So,
wow, yeah, that's parenting. That's part of it.
You know, part of me is like get on the court. You know, hustle. You got to be intense. You got to do this and that. And then I'm like, Cliff, he's 4. He's 4. Chill out, bro. So I went with the approach of, hey, buddy, go try it out. You know, it's fun. Look at your friends. You know.
Yeah, he wanted the Chuck E. Cheese, man.
So I guess maybe next Saturday, I guess, who knows? Maybe we're going to Chuck E. Cheese every Saturday. I don't know.
Jeez. All right, man. Have you ever been to Chuck E. Cheese, Matthew?
Yeah, you used to get the tickets there and stuff.
Yeah, it's been 40 years since
It's
think I've
basically
been
a
there.
kid's Dave and Buster's.
Yeah.
Dude, now they got cards. Instead of tokens, they got cards, and you put your cards, you put your tokens on the card, and you put the tickets on the cards.
So there's no tickets or tokens or anything?
No, it's just like a card.
Wow.
Some of them have tickets, some of them have cards, but the tickets are fun.
Yeah, I know.
'Cause you can't ever carry them, and you think you got 1 million, but you only got 27. And then little Johnny got too many, so he gives them to you. And the Chuck E. Cheese is there's a lot of stuff that goes on when we go to Chuck E. Cheese.
Oh, I'm sure there is. All right, dude. Best of luck to you in 2020. I know you got a lot going on. It sounds like the family is great. So much to be excited about in 2020. And we've known you for a long time, man. Been there since the start. And I wish you nothing but the best in 2020. I hope that it's one of your best years, because you deserve it, man. You're a grinder. Wouldn't you say so, Matt?
Oh, yeah.
He's a grinder.
Yep.
So thanks for taking time out. And any other things you want to say to the fans out there? Because I know you got a ton of them.
Yeah. Well, thanks for having me on the show. But to the fans, man, fans are fun. To the fans, I'd just like to say thank you, man, for giving us a place to work, following us, and keeping this game of tournament fishing alive. As much as we talk about sponsors and boats and motors and lining and stuff, if you take the fans out of it, I'm back to being a cop. So fans push the sport, man. Thanks to the fans. I do want to invite all the fans to come out to the Bass Pro Tour events. You know, I don't know exactly what we got going on as far as expos or weigh-ins or whatever, but come out, shoot the breeze, and if they tell you can't come in, tell them I told you to come on in. Come on in. Come hang out with us.
All right. There you have it. Cliff, man, take care. Thanks for taking time out. We'll talk to you soon, man.
Thanks for having me.
All right. There you have it. The Cajun Baby, Cliff Crochet. And, wow, man, you talk about stuff going on in your fishing life, in your personal life. He's at DEFCON 5 from a level of activity there. Holy moly.
Right in the
Jeez.
middle of the season, too, April. Twin identical boys.
Wow. Wow.
I remember when he was just having baby bed, and the baby bed's around.
I know.
As I said, he just keeps going at it, man.
I know.
Every year, over and over. I mean, he's one of those guys. He's got an open win under his belt. He had a couple of those years on the Elite Series where he just, there was that 1 year schedule where it really lined up good for him with the frog, with the grass. I remember he's had, like 5 or 6 really good tournaments in a row and was kind of in the Angler of the Year mix. So, I mean, for a guy who, when he made it to the Bassmaster Elite Series in, 07 or 08, really did not have many tools in his toolbox.
No.
And had not seen a lot of the water and was very one-dimensional. For him, what he's done on the water and off the water, to grow his brand with the Cajun Baby. And, I mean, he's one of the characters in the sport. Who has backed it up on the water too.
Yeah. Definitely a lot of fans out there. And, when I mentioned that he was a grinder, he's also a survivor. I mean, he has really kind of scraped and scratched and clawed and done everything that he has to do.
And he gets on rolls, though.
Yeah.
I mean, ask him about the intensity and the momentum. I mean, dude, when he's on a roll, like, he knows he's going to go out and smash him. And it's the way he likes to catch him. That's an interesting, he named who he wanted to room with. They're all the guys, all the guys he fishes like.
I know. All right, man. We have went all over the board today. Talked about numerous things, and very excited about the remainder of the week. Tomorrow we're going to have John Cox on, and then, as I mentioned, on Wednesday, Matt Reed, and then a special Thursday show with John Acosta in studio right here. And I have a bait question that I'm going to ask you tomorrow because we went kind of long today. I was thinking, I was doing some work in my office, and I had a buzzbait sitting there.
Mm-hmm.
The one buzzbait that I think is supposed to be yours?
No, I got those. I left you one.
Oh, is that what you did?
I might have. Oh, no, does it have that weird clacker thing on it? Yeah, it's that Firecracker by Jackal.
Okay.
I think it scares him. It's terrifying.
When that's funny. When I was looking at it, I had an idea, and I was trying to remember if anybody had ever done this. Everybody tinkers with stuff.
Yeah.
But nobody's done what I came up with.
What'd you come up with?
I'll show you after the show, and then we're going to talk about it.
Or you think it might be some secret?
No. I just want to get your take on it because I don't want to look like an idiot on the show.
No, there'll be a time when that Jackal Firecracker smashes them, and everyone else around you's going, why aren't they eating my buzzbait? It's the most unique, intense sounding. You want to talk about fishing with intensity? That buzzbait's intense.
It's very aggressive, isn't it?
Yeah.
Very aggressive. So anyway, I'll show you that after the show, and then get your take on my weird idea.
I'm intrigued. Let's end the show. We're already 10 minutes over.
I know, but I don't normally come up with stuff like that.
I'm impressed.
Hit me, man.
I'm impressed.
It's like, why hasn't anybody done this? So maybe there's a reason because it can't be done. But we'll see. Hang on. I'm a little confused there. There, I got it working there. All right, folks. Thank you once again. Oh, by the way, we are inching toward 1,000 reviews on iTunes. We haven't got to 900 yet. Obviously, you got to get to 900 before 1,000. But, folks, that is my goal for the first quarter. Please help me reach my goal. And if we get the goal before the Classic in March, I have a special thing that I'm going to do at the Classic for all the BTL fans.
What's your score tonight?
Let's do 42-38 LSU.
Wow.
Yeah.
That'll work.
What's yours?
I think Clemson wins.
All right. We'll see.
I think Clemson wins.
It's going to be a great game.
35-21.
All right. We'll see you tonight. All right, everybody, be safe. That's it. We are out of here on a Monday.